You know, I was downtown Macon, Georgia, standing there minding my own business. And this man came up, was standing beside me, and he started to speak to me. Now, why he did, I don't know. Maybe I looked like I wanted to hear what he said. I don't know. But people tend to do that. People just, out of the blue, just start a conversation with me. Well, this black male was telling me that he was from New York. And he said this like he was so proud and stuff. I came to Macon, Georgia because my baby mama, I don't like the way she's raising her. I don't like what's happening. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, how old is your child? He's 15 years old. And I said, well, how long they been down here? 15 years. And I said, well, how long have you been up there? Oh, I've been up there pretty much all my life. So I said, well, you never lived here in Macon? Oh, no. She just came to Macon with him. I haven't seen him since he was a baby. I said, now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You haven't seen your child since you were a baby, since he was a baby, 15 years ago. And you're here in Macon now because you don't like the way the mother's raising the child. That's right. I'm going to straighten things out. And so, of course, you know me. I repeated it again. So when I make my response, or when they call it going for the kill, because that's what people say, well, you go in for the kill, I want to make sure he understood that I understood it. So I said again, so you're telling me you haven't seen your child for 15 years. You haven't contributed anything to his life for 15 years. And now you're here because you don't agree with the way the mother's raising him. That's right. She ain't going to mess my child up. And I said to him, you messed your child up. And, you know, by now I'm really upset. So I was thinking, yeah, she messed your child up by making you his father. I didn't say that at the moment. Now, before the conversation was over, I actually did say that to him. But the point I'm making here is I see so many times these deadbeat black men who do nothing for their children. Sometimes absent for years and years. Now, he had been absent for 15 years, according to him. Some of them are absent a few years, come in and out. And some of them, they're around, but they're worse. The children are worse off because they're around. But they always want to find some reason to degrade black mothers, the mothers of their children. It's always something. Like this nothing. Like this less than nothing. Like this less than nothing. But these type black men always want to start talking about the single black woman. And not just the one that they contributed to being a single black mother. They just want to just throw them all in the same category. These women, they ain't no good. They don't know how to raise these children. Well, look, bro. I'm going to tell you the mistake they made. One of them was making you the father of their child. That's their biggest mistake. But I'll get back to the other stuff I told them in a minute. But I just want to point out some other stuff so when I make my final point, it will hit home more. I know single mothers who are doing the best they can, doing an excellent job. Some of them have support, some of them don't. But even the ones I've seen who don't have support, a lot of them are good single mothers. A lot of them, like I said, do the best they can. And sometimes the children are a little out of hand, as with two-parent homes, sometimes the children are out of hand. But with these single mothers, a lot of times, they are so busy trying to take care of those children by themselves that they don't always have the time to spend putting in what we think they should put into them, or what they need put into them. Sometimes they get up early in the morning, before the child is even up, to take a bus downtown to a job, part-time job. And sometime after that part-time job, they take a bus out of downtown to another part-time job. Then they have to take a bus back into town at night to take a bus home. By the time they get home, a lot of times the children have already gone to bed. So they don't see them before they get up in the morning. And they don't see them before they go to bed at night. Not because they're bad parents. It's because they're trying to take care of these children that these deadbeat, worthless men have just deserted. And I want to talk in another podcast about support for these women. What can we do to support each other as single mothers? And those of us whose children are grown, who maybe we weren't even single mothers, maybe we had a double household, double parent household. But what can we do to help these mothers other than put them down or run them down? We got some excellent single mothers. And then let me just say this now. We got some excellent single fathers as well. But this is not about them. This is about the single black mothers. And I'm just tired of every time I turn around, you got some weak-kneed, wetback, sorry black men who want to run down black women. I know this one lady, as a matter of fact, she's related to me. She did all she could to try to make her husband, they were separated, be a part of his children's life, their children's life. So even though she was married, she was actually a single mother. He wouldn't do anything, wouldn't come to see them. She would offer to take them so he could see them. She would offer to do things so to make it as easy as possible for him to be a part of his children's life. But the deadbeat wouldn't be a part of it. But you know what he would tell the children when he would come around? He would tell those children how their mother wouldn't let him see them. I want to see y'all, but your mama won't let me. All kind of lies the worthless piece of nothing would say. And yes, I am calling names because that's what they are. He would tell all kind of lies. There have been times when women would actually, to keep the children from feeling bad, they would actually buy different birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, all kind of things. They would buy them and they would lie to the child and tell the child it came from the father because they didn't want their children to feel like their daddy didn't think anything of them. So all this business about you want to run down this single black woman. But let's talk about who made us, helped make us a single black mother. She didn't become a single black mother by herself. There was somebody involved. And here again, let me say, shout out to you men who are a good part of your child's life. Doing the best you can in your child's life, whether you were married to the mother or not. There's some good ones out there. So this is not for you. I'm not going to lump you all together like a lot of times black women get all lumped in together. One black person, like for instance, Meg Thee Stallion and all, her being naked and twerking and carrying on. People will talk about how black women, and women, just black women, based on what, one or two black women do. And we need to stop that. But I'm not going to do that with you black men. I'm not going to lump you all together because as I said, there's some great fathers out there. There are even some single fathers. Their mothers have deserted their children. But these black men, they're taking care of their children. My hat's off to you. But the point I'm making now is black men, you need to stop this business about not doing anything for your child except causing damnation and destruction. The only parent he has, you want to go in and vilify that person. Because as the title says, nobody degrades a single black mother than the black man who helped make her a single black mother. That has to stop. I'll be talking more about it in another podcast. But I just want to say that you need to stop that. You need to stop it. He hadn't been in his child's life all the 15 years he's been in this world. But all of a sudden, you're going to come in and talk about how what you don't like, what you don't appreciate. I don't like my child being raised this way. You didn't care how your child was raised because if you did, you would have been a part of his life. Stop the madness. Deadbeat black man, you criticized what you helped to create. Why did you do it? I'm LilyBell. Be encouraged. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm LilyBell. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. A Nat Turner Runner production. Lock and load. LilyBell. Be encouraged.